Hi everyone! Welcome back to Why and How vlog. Today, we're giving our Cymbidium orchid a fresh start with the proper repotting. If your orchid is looking overcrowded or struggling, it's time for a new home. Let's do it right using chopped bark and small pebbles, and how to cut the roots, and why we're going to keep the old buds. Cymbidiums should be repotted every 2 to 3 years, or when you see the signs. Overcrowded roots pushing out of the pot, yellowing leaves or slow growth, decomposed potting mix that no longer drains well. Here's what we'll need. A new pot with good drainage, chopped bark, small pebbles, clean sterilized scissors or sharp blade or pruning shears, a bowl of water for soaking the bark. First, carefully take the orchid out of its pot. If it's stuck, give the pot a little squeeze or tap the sides to loosen it. Gently shake off the old potting mix. Be careful not to damage the roots. But if your orchid has been in a pot for a long time and you can see the roots have grown out of the bottom, that means getting it out won't be easy. If your orchid is stuck like this, attempting to pull the orchid out is not advisable. Instead, use a sterilized knife or a clean blade to carefully cut around the edges of the pot to loosen it. This helps separate the roots from the pot without tearing them too much. Wow, look at that! The roots inside are completely covered all the space inside and compressed from years of neglect. Even the new bulbs are struggling to grow because there's no space left. If the roots are too tight and hard to separate by hand, don't worry. You can off about half of the roots to make detachment easier. It's okay to trim them, as long as you leave enough length for new roots to grow. Orchids are resilient and will regenerate healthy roots over time. While we're at it, remove any dead, mushy, or dried up roots to help the plant focus its energy on healthy growth. Now that we've freed up the roots, this orchid can finally stretch out and grow properly in its new pot. You might notice different types of pseudobulbs. Some are fresh with leaves, while others look hard and leafless. But don't throw those old ones away just yet. These old hard pseudobulbs can still produce a new shoots and grow into a whole new orchid. If the pseudobulb is loose, you can twist and pull it off. If it's firmly attached, use sterilized scissors or knife to cut it at the base. Instead of throwing them away, you can place these in a separate pot with a damp bag. With a little patience, they will sprout new shoots and grow into a new plant. Before repotting, we will set up the new pot. Start with a layer of small pebbles at the bottom. This improves drainage and prevents root rot. Next, soak the chopped bark in water for about 10 to 15 minutes. This helps it hold some moisture without being too wet. Now, position your orchids in the center of the pot. Hold it steady and start adding the soaked bark around the roots. Pack the bark lightly to help the bark settle, but don't pack it too lightly. Cymbidiums love airflow around the roots. Moving forward, only water when the top layer dries out. Cymbidiums hate sitting in water. Place your orchid in a bright, airy spot with indirect sunlight. If you're in a colder climate, keep it somewhere protected from frost. And that's it. Your Cymbidium orchid is now happy in its fresh new pot. Remember, even old pseudobulb can surprise you with a new growth.